Hey, what's up everybody? I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. This is Rudraditya, and in this video I am going to do the full comparison of the OnePlus Nord 2 and the OnePlus 9R. And this is not just going to be a specification based comparison. I am going to do a practical full comparison video because I use both the phones personally, and in this video I am going to share my experience with all of you. Well, yeah, I used OnePlus 9R for like more than 3 months, and I have been using the OnePlus Nord 2 from last 13 to 14 days. But 13-14 days, 2 weeks is also good enough to test a device. So now I know all the differences of both the phones, and now I'm good to share all the differences with you. So now, without wasting any time, let's start the video. So guys, the most important question is that the OnePlus 9R is what paying 10k more when we have the OnePlus Nord 2? Well, you will get a very simple answer to this simple question in this video. Stay tuned. But now, starting first with the design and build, then definitely guys, both phones feels very premium. Personally, I like the camera module of OnePlus Nord 2 more as compared to OnePlus 9R. But when we talk about the materials, then you will get an aluminum frame in the OnePlus 9R, whereas in OnePlus Nord 2 you will get a plastic frame. But guys, if you hold both the phones, you can't really tell a lot of differences. Yeah, in terms of durability, you can say that OnePlus 9R is better as compared to the Nord 2. But again, if we keep aside the specifications, both phones feels very premium in hand. But I guess because of more slimmer and more lightweight profile of OnePlus Nord 2 gives me a better in-hand feel as compared to OnePlus Nord 2. But trust me, both phones are very good in terms of design. Now this is the matte finish, the carbon black matte finish of OnePlus 9R. This is the glossy finish, haze blue glossy finish. If you want matte finish in OnePlus Nord 2, then you have to buy the Sierra Grey color. But trust me, this is the first glossy finish look which I am using, which doesn't catch a lot of fingerprints. So yeah, OnePlus done a very good job here. Alright guys, now let's talk about the display of both the phones. So then see, I guess both phones are really good in terms of display quality. Like if you want to do media consumption, if you want to play games, then both phones are very good for that experience. It's just that in OnePlus 9R you will get one advantage, which is the high refresh rate. In OnePlus Nord 2 you will get 120Hz high refresh rate, full HD AMOLED display, full HD plus AMOLED display, and in OnePlus Nord 2 you will get 90Hz full HD plus AMOLED display. But you will only notice the difference when you do the swiping and scrolling on both the phones side by side. Otherwise you are not going to see any difference. Even though if you come back from 120 to 90Hz, which I did here with the OnePlus Nord 2, I switched from OnePlus 9R to OnePlus Nord 2, but I really don't missing my 120Hz high refresh rate. So it's not a big deal unless and until if you are playing games which supports 100-120 FPS. In terms of display quality guys, both phones are excellent. If you see the deep blacks, contrast ratio, color accuracy, like color shifting is not available in any of these phones. So overall the panels on both the phones are very good, but the brightness of the OnePlus 9R is definitely better than the OnePlus Nord 2, especially in direct sunlight. So overall I can give point to OnePlus 9R when it comes to display. Well now guys, before talking about other things, I would love to mention one thing, that there is not a big difference in both of these phones. Like there is not a single thing which might be a deal breaker for you. But yeah, there are some scenarios, like in some segment OnePlus 9R is like 100%, so the OnePlus Nord 2 is 95% and vice versa. Now talking about the 5G bands, then definitely OnePlus Nord 2 has the lead. With MediaTek processors, it's easier to give more 5G bands as compared to Snapdragon processors. I mean, company have to pay more for giving more 5G bands with Qualcomm Snapdragon processors. So this time they opted the MediaTek Dimensity 1200 in the OnePlus Nord 2, and they give total of 7 5G bands as of now. And in the OnePlus Nord 2 you will just get one 5G band, which is definitely might be a deal breaker in future. But right now, as of now, for 2 years, for at least more 2 years, you don't have to think about 5G. If you are getting either of these phones, just think that you are getting 5G as a bonus. But definitely more the bands means it's better. Now let's talk about other things. Processor, the performance. Now here you will get the Qualcomm Snapdragon 870, here you will get MediaTek Dimensity 1200. Now again, on papers, definitely the Snapdragon 870 is better, and in real day usage, again you can't see the difference, but when you know do heavy tasks side by side, you will notice the difference. Like in video rendering test, definitely the OnePlus 9R is better than the OnePlus Nord 2. So overall we can say that OnePlus 9R has slight advantage with its Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 processor over the OnePlus Nord 2's MediaTek Dimensity 1200 processor. Now if we talk about the battery, then a lot of you guys are thinking or maybe wondering like which phone has better battery, you know, like better screen on time, better battery backup. Well, see, even though this phone has 90 Hz refresh rate and this phone has 120 Hz, still the battery performance is very much similar in both the phones. And talking about the charging speed, then you will get a 65-watt warp charger in both the phones out of the box, and it will charge your phone with similar speed because both phone packs 4500 mAh battery. Well, talking about the SOT, then I get 7 to 8 hours of screen on time in both the phones on an average with, you know, moderate usage. So definitely with 120 Hz, this phone definitely performs better as compared to this phone. Now let's talk about the software, guys. Then see, I don't know that in future OnePlus 9R currently is a pure Oxygen OS guy, but maybe in future it will get color oxy, because right now this phone is running on Oxygen OS 11.2.4.4, and the OnePlus Nord 2, which has color oxy OS, I mean Oxygen OS with, I mean color OS with Oxygen OS theme on the top, is running on the Oxygen OS 11.3. So eventually later or sooner you will get the 11.3 version in the OnePlus 9R as well, and I am so eager, so excited to see that if OnePlus is going to do same changes here in the OnePlus 9R as well. But trust me, I definitely like the Oxygen OS more. Yeah, it's noticeable. Like if you buy the OnePlus phone for the first time and if you opt the OnePlus Nord 2, then you're not going to, you know, see any differences, because you will still get ad free experience, bloatwares, I mean there are no bloatwares, so you will get a very good experience. But if you talk about the interface, especially the camera interface of Oxygen OS is much better than the Color OS. So there are a lot of things which I can talk about in a separate video. If I start talking about all those things in this video, then this video will get very long. But yeah, overall I'm very concerned about these things, like if in future we will, you know, going to see the color oxy OS in the OnePlus 9R or not. But currently from the software point of view, definitely I will say OnePlus 9R has the lead, not just because of the Oxygen OS and color oxy OS and blah blah, but also OnePlus will give 3 major Android software updates on the OnePlus 9R, and in the OnePlus Nord 2 you will get just 2 major Android software updates and 3 years of security patches, and here in OnePlus 9R 4 years of security patches. So if you are someone who are thinking to buy a phone for long period of time, like if you are thinking to use your phone for 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, then definitely OnePlus 9R is better than the OnePlus Nord 2. And guys, at the moment if you ask me, like if I am getting more 5G bands in a phone but in the other phone I am getting more Android updates, I will definitely go with the more Android updates. Now guys, if we talk about some similarities, then if we talk about the haptic feedback, then haptic feedback is very good in both the phones. But after the, you know, recent update of OnePlus 9R, the implementation which they did with the haptic feedback is excellent in the OnePlus 9R. Like when you know slide the media volume and brightness volume, you can feel the haptic feedback, which is so satisfying, and there is nothing like that in the OnePlus Nord 2. But during typing, definitely, you know, the haptics are stronger in the OnePlus Nord 2. So in terms of haptic feedback, definitely Nord 2 has stronger haptics, but this phone has better implementation, and also it feels, you know, better because of the pressure sensitivity and the overall implementation. If we talk about speakers, then you will get dual stereo speakers in both the phones, and trust me, the output is also very much similar in both the phones. And if we talk about other things like connectivity, then you will get you know, very good connectivity in both the phones. You will get 4G carrier aggregation as well in both the phones. So in, you know, connectivity point of view, both phones are excellent. You will not going to get any difference, any problem in either of these phones. And guys, if I talk about camera, then I already made a you know, dedicated camera comparison of both these phones. You can check that out. But if I tell you in short in this video, then you will get better human subject, like better skin tones and better video modes, better video quality in the OnePlus 9R. But when it comes to, you know, capturing ultra wide shots, scenery like landscape shots and night shots, then definitely OnePlus Nord 2 is better with better night shots, because it definitely gets the advantage of, you know, the better primary sensor, and also the dynamic range is better in the OnePlus Nord 2. So it totally depends like what you want from your camera. If you want videos, then definitely OnePlus 9R, but if you want better dynamic range, better landscape shots, then it's OnePlus Nord 2. Otherwise, you can, for more information, you can check my comparison video. So now if we talk about the conclusion, then see, definitely like both phones are very good, but OnePlus 9R is definitely slightly better. If we just ignore the 5G thing, then definitely OnePlus 9R is overall better than the OnePlus Nord 2. But if you see like which phone is more value for money, then definitely OnePlus Nord 2 is more value for money. And if you ask me, like from me, like Rudra, if you have 40,000 budget, then which phone you will buy? Like if you you will save your 10,000 and go with OnePlus Nord 2, or you will go with OnePlus 9R? Then see, personally, to be honest, I will go with OnePlus Nord 2, because it's not, in my opinion, it's not worth paying 10,000 more on a very much similar phone. So like I'm okay with some compromises like 90 Hz refresh rate display or 2 years of Android upgrades, because I'm not going to use my phone for 4 years, 3 years. But if you are someone who are going to use your phone for 3 years and 4 years, definitely you can consider OnePlus 9R as well. Now it depends on your requirements, like what your requirements are. According to that, you can make your decision. So now you're good to go. If this video is helpful for you, then definitely smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Tap that bell icon so that you will not get you will definitely get all the notifications of my videos. I will see you very soon in my next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.